What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. We have winter storm warnings from New Mexico all the way to Ohio. We're going to go ahead and dive right into this right now as we speak. So we're going to go ahead and start the winter storm warnings in Oklahoma. This is what we got right here. Heavy snow expected. Total snow accumulations of 4 to 7 inches with isolated higher amounts possible for portions of central, east, central, southeast, southern and southwest in all of western Oklahoma, as well as northern Texas, until 6 a.m. Wednesday, rather. Here are the impacts. Travel could be difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commute. So that's what we have in parts of Oklahoma and Texas right there. Next one we're going to go ahead and talk about is the one in the St. Louis area, because last night we did have this winter storm warning issued. We did have 5 to 10 inches of snow expected. Those estimates did go down to between 4 and 7. We will talk about why in just a second. But this is for portions of south central and southwest Illinois, as well as east central and southeast Missouri, from 6 p.m. This evening until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Impacts: roads, especially bridges and overpasses, will likely become slick and hazardous. Please excuse that. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning commutes. The rapid accumulation of snow will make travel very difficult, if not impossible. So that's the big idea right there. My opinion is, even though its total snow has dropped, the snowfall rate's still going to be there. My belief is if you guys can work home tomorrow, if you're a business owner and you're watching this, I would suggest you have your employees work from home if they can, because just the morning commute is going to be absolutely awful if you look at it. So that's what we have right there. The next one we're going to go ahead and show you is the one in Indianapolis. This is what we have right here. Heavy snow expected. Total snow accumulation of 4 to 8 inches. Winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour for portions of central Indiana from 1 a.m. till 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning and evening commute. So that's basically what we have right there for Indianapolis. We actually have some winter storms that have expanded into parts of Ohio. So we're going to go ahead and show you the last one, which is out in Toledo and other areas right there. So this is what we have. Heavy snow expected, 5 to 8 inches. This is for Lucas, Wood, Ottawa, and Sandusky, as well as Hancock counties, from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday. Travel could be very difficult. Heavy snow will overspread the area early Wednesday morning through the afternoon. Snow may transition to a wintry mix briefly Wednesday afternoon before transitioning back to snow Wednesday evening. The heaviest snow is expected Wednesday morning, with snowfall rates of up to 1 inch per hour that can be expected. So a very serious situation. The snow accumulations may not seem like it's going to be a lot, but the rate of snowfall is going to really kind of counter that, and it's going to kind of make up for the fact that even though you're not getting a lot of snow, you're definitely going to still see the risk there. We're going to go ahead and show you the timing of all this real quickly. This is the North American model we are going to show you. This is the timing from all this. Look at how fast that snowfall falls, and look at the rate this is falling at. This is falling close to over 40 dBz right there, which if you translate that to snowfall rate, if the temperatures are cold enough, definitely potentially 2, maybe even over 3 inches per hour if you think about it. And that's for northwest Arkansas right there. So as you can see, this continues to move through. In parts of the St. Louis area, this is key right here. It starts off as rain and then transitions to snow. So if those temperatures do get cold enough, it could cause some even worse issues than we already could see with the snowfall right here. This continues to move through. It starts overspreading into central Indiana really quickly, actually, hitting around midnight on Wednesday, and then it enters the Chicago area, and this is what we are looking at right here, and this continues to overspread. And then we look at some potential lake effect with this and some lingering snow showers before an Alberta clipper hits the Chicago area, brings potentially a couple inches of snow right there. Now, one thing we need to talk about before we move on is something I've been keeping an eye on very closely, especially in the St. Louis area. So we're going to go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. This is the temperature right here. The temperature as of 6 a.m. in Central Time was around 30 degrees or so. Eventually, it does get up to around 40 or so before starting to cool down. This is just as the snow is starting, folks. The temperature starts off around 33 degrees. It gets down to around freezing as time continues to go on. The problem I'm looking at is that the huge problem is where St. Louis is and where parts of Missouri are, to be quite frank, they're in that temperature barrier, if I'm talking about that. And we can go ahead and look at the Euro, see what they're saying. The Euro's seeing us a little bit different right there. It starts off with a warm air advection right there into this afternoon. Then the cold air starts invading it. And the problem I have is just this temperature is going to be very close. It's right around the freezing line. Like you could basically the difference of a degree or so could mean 5 inches or more than 5 inches or not. That's how close this is going to be. And this is when the snow is starting right here. It's around 33, 32 degrees or so. So yeah, it's going to be a very close call. Let's see how this correlates to this. Yeah, this is when it's snowing some of the heaviest in St. Louis. It's the problem I have with this, and the reason the NWS is kind of dropped the estimate a little bit is that temperature. If that temperature is above 32 degrees and it's snowing, it's just not going to stick. The ground's just too warm for that. But if that temperature drops below 32 and it stays below 32, then it's going to be sticking there. So it's really in my opinion, a big guessing game to all this. Areas in Chicago and Indianapolis are not going to see this issue. It's mostly around Missouri, St. Louis, parts of southern Illinois. So yeah, that's the main issue I'm talking about. Now we're going to go ahead and look at snow totals. The North American model has around 8 inches of snow for parts of St. Louis. That is dependent if, like I said earlier, we see those temperatures below 32 degrees. Because if we do that, the temperature stays there and doesn't really climb up that quickly on Wednesday morning, then it's going to stick there. But if it's going to get above 32, 33, 34 degrees, it's just not going to stay there. You see that initial stuff happen right there. Just the problem is that it's just not going to keep accumulating more and more as the temperature kind of gets warming. I mean, if the snowfall rate is heavy enough, it could, but it wouldn't be 7 to 8 inches. So it's the temperature we need to take a look at. So that's the big problem we have. This is really its battle of temperatures right here. As for parts of the Chicago area, northwest Indiana, 6.5 inches of snow, about 3 or so in Chicago proper. Indianapolis could see around 6 to 7 inches, according to the North American model with this one right there. Next one we're going to go ahead and show you is actually the European system right here. The European model is being much more conservative right here, and this is what I would tend to agree with this more when it comes to the St. Louis area right here, around 3 to 5 inches or so. The reason I'm thinking of this is because of that temperature right there. I'd say that's what we're looking at in my opinion, around 3 to 5. I think the NWS may be overshooting it a little bit, but if that temperature does stay below 32 degrees, and if it stays below there for long enough, we should be fine for that. Northwest Indiana, around 4.5 inches or so, 4.5, 5 inches or so. The GFS, we're going to go ahead and pull this one up real quickly. There we go. This is what we have. This is 84 hours out. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. The GFS actually has 2 inches of snow. I think that's for St. Louis. I think that's a little too conservative. I think 3 to 5 is an accurate estimate. But Northwest Indiana, around 3 to 4 inches of snow. Indianapolis, around 8. So, yeah, definitely an interesting situation playing out, especially with that temperature that we have to deal with. Now, we're going to go ahead and pull up the CMC model for this right here. This is the latest from the CMC. The CMC is actually bringing around 3 to 5 inches of snow, potentially up to 6 in parts of the St. Louis area right there. Northwest Indiana, around 3 to 6 inches right there. Indianapolis, around 4 to 6 or so. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. This is a very interesting situation. Even if it doesn't snow a lot, even if it doesn't accumulate a lot, you're still going to have significant issues, especially with all that, I don't know, heavy snowfall that's going to be happening. So like I said, if you're a business owner and you're seeing this heavy snow, I would suggest you have your employees work from home on Wednesday. That's the best advice I can really give to you. So we will continue to update you guys here on the Pat's Path Predictor channel. We have also several Alberta Clippers hitting the Chicago area, and we will make updates talking about those as time continues to go on. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, Have a wonderful day. Stay safe.